Hello, everyone. Here for another read. As you know, on this channel, I read from my books and my text. I'm reading from these two now, and basically just reading through them because I wanted to archive them. I want to introduce you to text, and I just read through them and give commentary on them and all of that. But I think what I'm going to start doing is organizing it a little better and zeroing in on certain topics and using the text for that. Just like I do my courses when I do them for Udemy and for the Connerson Center. And instead of just reading, going through it. And so I think I'm going to do that. But I am going to finish these two the old fashioned way because I'm kind of in. Basically, don't beat your kids if you're black. And why black people can't have stable employment. So I would have did that, and then I would have read around. And so I'm changing the titles would be different, and I probably would have read maybe one or two chapters from each book. That way I can get to more books, and I think that's what I need to do. So I have a lot of lessons in my head, and they're flooding, and I need to get them done, and I need to get them out to you because I'm not getting any younger, and tomorrow is not promised. And I bought these new lights, but they're not working well. And I think I know what the problem is. I think I'm gonna fix it, but bear with me. Tonight I'm going to be reading from Striving for Sanity because that's what I'm doing. I can't tell you what everybody else is doing. People are on here for different reasons. To make a living, sure, I would like the support to do that too. People are on here to create brands. I'm on here because I want some sanity. I don't think a good brand is great in an insane world. Even if you could be a billionaire, do you want to be a billionaire where you have to lock yourself behind a wall, hire armed security, hope that they don't turn on you when you want to go from place to place? Because that's what we're sinking into because we're not striving for sanity. We're letting insanity reign. So this is from my book, Striving for Sanity. And again, this is part 2 of my subject, Ending Racism with Visual Media. And today we're talking about interracial sex. And remember, this essay I wrote in 2020 is old. So some of the references might be old. Interracial sex has been illegal and discouraged for centuries. At one point in time, white workers and black workers knew that they were more alike. Once the colonizers decided to racialize labor in the United States, white and black people were separated. Blacks were enslaved, and many white workers managed slaves for money. This hierarchy has lasted since the beginning of the United States. Sex was forbidden so that ordinary white people and black people could not unite. Producers have been using interracial sex to bring us back together. I still remember how jarring it was to see the black character Nick Cage having hard sex with white character Jessica Jones. The two characters were grinding like we don't often see on television. I'm old enough to remember the days when black people and white people could not hold hands on television. I'm also old enough to remember when husbands and wives couldn't be seen in the same bed on television. The Brady Bunch. Well, no, the Brady Bunch was the first time they were actually in the bed together. I Love Lucy, separate beds. And some shows just would never show the husband and wife in the bedroom at all. Young people don't realize how revolutionary it is to have imagery like this. The scene lasted minutes. The comic book world will be influenced one way or the other by these images in these comic book shows and films. Jessica Jones is a series that you must pay to see, but interracial sex happens on network television too. I recently watched a television adaptation of Nancy Drew. I didn't read Nancy Drew, but I like to watch shows and movies based on books. The first scene of the first episode is Drew having sex with her black boyfriend. This couple is young and more centered in an ordinary setting. Jessica Jones and Nick Cage are superheroes. This scene was more acceptable after seeing so many other scenes like it in the last few years. Producers' trick may be working, making interracial sex more acceptable. The series Batwoman shows a same sex interracial sexual affair. And network television has pushed the limits of sexual relationships in our society. What would cause public distress 20 years ago barely gets noticed today. Some people think that's a good thing, some people think that's a bad thing. The more we see something, the more common it becomes. Our minds can be conditioned, toward division or unity. Our minds can be conditioned to embrace any concept. The modern media producers have used imagery to make us all more comfortable with human beings having physical relationships with other human beings, no matter which ethnic group or gender we belong to. And next, we're going to talk about interracial families in the next video. Tell me what you think. There are all kinds of new shows that do this, new movies that do this. Some do it well, some don't do it so well. I'll see you next time, and try to be safe and try to take care of each other and yourselves.